What's up, Paradoxers? Welcome to chapter recap number 13 of Time Paradox Ghostwriter. Alright, so in the last chapter, what happened was Teppei Sasaki got sent into time limbo with the little Mirai robot. They worked out a plan, and they sent Sasaki back into the real world so that he can create the manga that will take down Itsuki Aino and save her life. So here we are on chapter 13. We have Teppei Sasaki working on the new chapter starting from where he left off, number 46. He needs to make this the most brilliant thing ever and beat it so that he can save her. And he is in an environment where he doesn't need to eat, he doesn't get thirsty, doesn't need to really sleep, I believe. He says he doesn't feel tired. Everything is in like a freaky time limbo world where he can leave things floating in midair. Animals are flying and stopping and not really moving. And he is making a manga all in the middle of it. So after many, many days of like nearly 3 years worth, he does have storyboards that are much improved and that go into several hundred chapters, 194 in fact. And he is about ready to redraw it and get himself ready to go back into where he left off at chapter number 46, where he started losing, where he was writing it with his original interpretation. So he decides that he needs it to be better, and he's working on it. And for 2,411 days, like 3 years in, he came up with a version that he thinks is really good. And he wants to touch the machine and go back to his real time, but he remembers, this is his one chance to do it. And he's like, why should I just do one copy? I should make sure. So he does 5 complete versions of the entire series after, 3,000 days. And then he does 18 original completions of White Knight in 12,000 days, which is about 8 years. Which leads us to him finally coming to the realization that he has something very important to tell the world through manga. He wants to communicate something. This is very different than in the beginning of the series where they both exclaim like, I have nothing to show the world, I just want to entertain. And it leaves off with him going home to touch the machine, I believe. And here we are. I think that it had one brief chapter of him working on his plan, and the plan is done. So my notes for this is that, talk about a time skip. We just went through like an 8-year time skip. That's pretty quick. It seemed like they wrapped it up in 1 hour, and we're going to see the 1 hour, one chapter, and we're going to see the results of it next week, which should be really interesting. What an absurd manga this is, that we have the main characters literally just going crazy in their 20s with such dedication and focus, trying to accomplish a single goal. And we have the main character here working on it in time-stopped world for, like nearly 10 years until he has like 18 copies. It would be very difficult, for like in reality for someone to focus that long and not have any culture and create something of creative value where it's not drawing upon real life experiences. All right, so I don't really have anything new in this notes. So we're going to end it here, and let's see what happens next week. Thanks a lot. Follow me on Twitter at Paradox Tweeter.